Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a makeup inventory. I just want to take inventory and stock of what I have in my collection because I do plan on doing a project pan in 2022. So I'm just looking to get some ideas for what I plan on working on in the new year. So if you want to know what's in my makeup collection, then let's go. So I'm going to start in the order for which I usually apply my makeup. So first it's going to be face primers. I have 7 face primers. And that's pretty good for me. Face primers are a product that I typically go through rather quickly in my collection. I have very oily skin, and so I like to make sure that I'm using those primers and bases before applying my makeup. The 7 primers that I have in my collection, my least favorite of these primers, I would have to say, is the Touch in Sol No Problem primer. I don't really see a difference when I'm using this primer. One of my favorite primers is the Milk Hydro Grip face primer. I do love this primer for the longevity and the extended wear that it gives my makeup. So I have 10 brow products in my collection, and it may take me some time to get through all of these products because I did just recently get my eyebrows micro shaded. So I find that I don't need as much brow product when doing my makeup. But I do want to use those products. I want to get my money's worth, so I will be using them in the upcoming year. One of my favorite brow pencils is the NYX Micro brow pencil. I love that brow pencil. I used to use the brow pencil from Benefit, and then I found that the one from NYX worked just as well, in my opinion. So that's the one that I've repurchased over and over again. I will always have that in my collection. My least favorite in my brow products is, I would have to say, is the Uma Fro To Go pencil. I do not like that pencil. It gives a bushy look. That's typically not what I go for. The Morphe Brow Setter Gel in the color Translucent, I really like that one as for setting my brows. Eye primers. I only have 2 eyeshadow primers in my collection. I have the NYX Glitter Primer, and then I also have one of the P. Louise Roma bases. I do love that one. It lasts a really long time, but I find that when I'm doing my makeup, I mostly tend to use just my concealer, just because I'm already concealing with the concealer, and it's just as easy to go over the lid. The NYX Glitter Primer is brand new. I have never used it, so I have no thoughts on that product. But I do want to go ahead and start using that product, testing it out as well. Next up are my eyeshadows. I currently have 35 eyeshadow palettes in my collection. And I can honestly say many of them I do not have any formed opinions on because I do not use them. I tend to just go with the same everyday look for work, and so usually I will just grab a nude or muted tone, sweep it all over the eyelid, and that's pretty much it for my work routine. As you can see, I do have one of the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes that my daughter gifted to me, and I have swatched that palette. I have not actually worn it on the eyes, so I absolutely do want to get use out of that palette in the upcoming year. I have the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I do like that palette. I need to get more use out of that one. I also have the Artist Couture Nudes palette. That for me is more of an everyday palette, so I have been getting some use out of that palette. Not an exceptional amount of use, but I would say more than the other palettes. I absolutely love my Jackie Aina palette. That is one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. I will say though, there are some higher end palettes that I've wanted to add to my collection for a while. And so I want to just focus on kind of tailoring and expanding my eyeshadow palette to my likes and preferences. Next are my eyeliners, liquid and pencil. I have a total of 12 eyeliners, so I do need to get working through those. Next up are my liquid foundation and skin tints. I have a total of 25. I absolutely need to get using these products. Some of them I have had for far too long. Quite sure some of them are already well past the expiration date, but as long as they're not causing any adverse skin reactions, no breakouts, then I'm okay with that, because I do want to get my money's worth. Let's just say that. The next category is going to be concealers. I have 25 concealers in my collection, and I need to also get working on those, paring those down. I have several of the NYX Camo Concealers. I have multiples of the NYX Hydrating Concealers. At one point, the ColourPop concealers were my absolute fave. I still do like those concealers, but I've had them for quite some time now, and I need to start using those and moving those out of my collection. Up next is going to be loose setting powders. I have a total of 11 powders in my collection. I've got the Anastasia Deep Peach powder. I've only used that powder once. I don't even remember my thoughts on that product. My Fenty setting powder, I've got that in the mini. I absolutely love that setting powder. I'll probably be purchasing a full size once I'm done with some of these powders. I've got the Laura Mercier in medium deep. That's one of my favorites. I do want to try that powder in the honey shade. So again, I'm just trying to use up some of the products that I currently have. Why do I still have the Sacha Buttercup in my collection? I was going through my collection and I found these Benny powders at the back of one of my makeup drawers, and I guess at my last declutter, I just couldn't find myself to part with them, so I kept them. So I'm still kind of on the fence whether I want to go ahead and declutter those or not. But I think I'm going to play around with them and give them a little bit more use before I decide to go ahead and do away with them. Okay. Next up are my press setting powders. I currently have 13 pressed powders in my collection. Some of the powders I have not opened yet. The Dior Powder No Powder, I've never used that one. And I want to say there's one other that I have not used. I don't remember right offhand. I actually took them out of the box again for the inventory. Next up are setting sprays. Setting sprays are another product that I go through rather quickly in my collection. I have no problems using setting sprays. Right now I am really enjoying the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I love how it locks my makeup in. When I put that product on, it is there to stay. Makeup is not going anywhere. It will last me all day. So I absolutely love that. But I also love the Rimmel Stay Matte setting spray. That's one of my holy grails for the summertime, just to help ensure that my makeup is not melting off Now let's talk about cream, contour, and bronzer products. I don't have an awful lot of those products just because cream, contour, and bronzing is new to me. I have traditionally always preferred a powder, but I have recently come to love cream bronzers. Right now, my favorite is the Huda Beauty Bronze Tour, I think it's called. That one is my current fave. I am trying to work on my Fenty Matchstick in Espresso. I've had that since the Fenty brand first launched, and it's just been sitting in my drawer. So I do want to make use out of that product in the upcoming year. As for contour and bronzing powders, I have a total of 8 in my collection. And I am trying to work through some of those. Again, bronzers take a long time. Bronzers take a very long time to use up. I do want the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I have wanted that bronzer for some time now, but I refuse to buy it until I use up or at least hit pan on some of the bronzers that I currently have in my collection. Up next, we've got highlighters, liquids and powders. I have 1 liquid highlighter and 6 powder highlighters in my collection. Highlighter is something that I don't generally use because my skin is so oily. Next up are cream and liquid blushes. I have 4 cream and or liquid blushes in my collection. I am really loving those. I have been gravitating towards those. I'm not a person that wears blush every day, but when I do, I typically prefer powder blushes just because, again, my skin is oily and I do find that they just last a little bit longer on the skin. But recently, I have been loving the way that the liquid blushes look, and even more so, I really enjoy the matte formulation of the Rare Beauty blushes. I love those formulas. I would absolutely repurchase. I have repurchased one of the new shades that did just come out. So yes, I really enjoy my Rare Beauty blushes. Blush powders, I have 3 products. I have a total of 25 lip pencils in my collection. As you can see, the majority of these lip pencils are brown nude shades because that's pretty much what I wear on a day-to-day basis. Next up is lipstick bullets. I currently have 25 in my collection. Again, it's quite a bit of lipstick. It takes a while to use up lipstick for me personally, just because I tend to gravitate towards lip gloss. But in this upcoming year, I do want to focus on using up some of my lipsticks, or at least just getting a good amount of use, rotating, cycling through, and getting a good amount of use out of my lipsticks. And again, many of those colors are nude shades as well. Liquid lipsticks, I have a total of 28, same as my bullet lipsticks. Many of those shades are nude or neutral shades. Next in my category are lip glosses. I love lip gloss. I especially love the Fenty lip glosses. The Fenty Glow is my favorite. I love Honey Waffles. Hot Chocolate, I have only worn that gloss once, maybe twice. But I think I'm going to pull that one out this upcoming weekend. Make good use on that one. Get to using that one. I also love my MAC lip glosses. My favorite MAC lip gloss is in the shade Lust. That one is almost gone. I will for certain be repurchasing that one. I even have a Laneige lip sleeping mask. It's okay, but for me, it's not worth the cost. There are other lip balms and lip products out there that I prefer over the Laneige, and so when I finish using this product, I won't be purchasing the Laneige lip balms anymore. You know, again, just like I said, because of the price, there are other lip balms that I prefer or like. And I do use that product. I sleep in it, but I also use it just for everyday wear out and about when I want added moisture on the lips. Next up, I do have a total of 7 mascaras in my collection. I am trying out some lashes today, but most days I do not wear lashes. I put on a couple of coats of mascara before work and I go about my day. And so I am always on the hunt for a good mascara. Right now, I want to really try the Rare Beauty mascara. I'm just trying to finish up a couple of mascaras in my collection that I'm almost done with before I allow myself to go and purchase the Rare Beauty mascara. I also have one of the Ilia mascaras in the mini, just because I wanted to try that formula out as well. But yeah, mascaras are one of those products that I tend to go through really quickly, just because, like I said, on most days I am not wearing false lashes. I am usually just rocking mascara. I have 2 lash primers in my collection. I have this Milk makeup lash primer, which is still in the box, as you can see. I picked this up at TJ Maxx, and I was intrigued, just wanted to try it out. I have yet to open the product because I am working on this other lash primer by Essence. The last category in my makeup collection are face palettes. I have a total of 4 face palettes. For some reason, I just never really grab these products, and I often forget that they are there. So some of them I have had literally for years, just because I've thrown them in the drawer. I don't really reach for them, and I've forgotten all about them. So I will be pulling those out and trying to get use of those products in the upcoming year. This Sephora face palette. I really love this palette. I don't use it as much as I should, but I absolutely do love the face palette. And I think for the cost, it was a really good buy. That's all of the products in my makeup collection. I do plan on doing a project pan in the upcoming new year. And so I just wanted to go through and, like I said, take stock and inventory and what I had currently in my collection, what I needed to get used up, what I could afford to pare down, what areas I could afford to bring some new products into my collection if I so choose to, and just to better get an idea of what I want to start working on in my painting project. So if you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn that notification on so that you're notified when new videos go up. Thanks, guys. Bye.